Whoa, midday video. It's like 3 o'clock on a Saturday. My parents are picking me up tomorrow, and then that's gonna be it, bro. That's gonna be it. But I wanted to talk today about growing, and like becoming a person, right? Like fleshing out who you actually are, right? Because I don't know. I feel like I say this a lot. Like, oh, I'm 20 years old and we're all just learning. Oh, the white balance thing here. We're all just like learning who we are, trying to figure out who we are. And I think a lot of it is like, it's just looking to experience different things, right? Like just experiencing more of life, going outside. Like being an interesting person is pretty easy. You just go outside and experience things and observe them and formulate thoughts about them, and then that's like, okay, there's an experience, and then you can talk about that, right? And then you can bring it up in conversation, and then boom, there you are. I guess that's not really like, I guess, yeah, if you're introverted or you're worried about not being interesting enough to hold a conversation with people, I think it is just like, just go outside, and experience things and grow, right? And I think this experiencing things thing is like, I don't know. I really think I've internalized it this year, and I think it's like, I don't know, because experiences help contextualize the rest of your life, right? The more you experience, the more you can use that information to, contextualize the rest of your life, to play off of that information, I guess. Does that make sense? Like taking past experiences and learning from them and applying them to new ones, I guess, basically, right? And that's like the premise of learning in the first place, right? But I think it's hard to learn how to live. I don't know if this is like just a me thing or like, but just like trying to survive in the world and these social interactions and different situations, and it's like, of course it's going to be hard at first. Of course it's going to be hard at first because you don't know what you're doing. You don't have any information to contextualize what's in front of you, right? Like you just go off of your best guess. And then so of course it's going to be hard. Of course you're going to mess up. Of course there's going to be like failures or whatever, right? Like I don't know. This school year alone has been all over the place for me. At least in terms of relationship stuff. It's been kind of all over the place. It hasn't even really been that hectic, but it's just been like, it's been painful. It's been painful slipping up and messing up, and and it just keeps, it's just, you just rep it out. You rep it out. You take something away from each experience and you grow from it. And I think that's like part of it. Explains a lot of other people's actions too, like subconsciously, maybe, or like maybe they can't bring it forward, they can't say it out loud, but like, I don't know, people my age, our age, I don't know, 20s, early 20s, like we don't know who we are. Everyone's trying to figure out who they are. So even if they can't say it and bring it forward, and it's like, oh, I don't want to settle down, or I don't want to like get tied down by anything, right? Like these premonitions, I guess, these preconceived notions of like, well, being in a relationship would tie me down, and I don't want that right now. I want to experience, I want to figure out who I am, right? So using that's another thing. You can use the information from yourself or other people, and then use it to contextualize, like, okay, it makes sense why they did what they did, right? Their actions make sense. And it's unique for, I don't know, we all have different experiences, and maybe there's different places in the mind palace that need to get fleshed out for other people when you might have it to a T, right? Like, I don't know. Just because we all have different experiences, we all have different life experiences, right? I low key feel like I'm just rambling, but I hope it makes sense. I just want to get the thought out there. I don't know. Sorry guys, I've fallen off for real. But that's never what that was supposed to be, right? It's never what this was supposed to be. I don't know. Just all these different talks that I've had with different people, it's like there's certain patterns you recognize in people, right? Like everyone low key follows a template. There's a certain template of people, of person that you'll meet, right? And they all fall into these categories and stuff, right? And then so it's like each person you meet, you can throw in a category, and it's like, okay, this is how I'm going to treat you. This is how I'm going to treat. This is what you like. This is how I should react to these things that you do. I don't know. It's interesting to think about, but you don't want to put people in a box, right? Like you don't want to limit the way that you think of people, right? Like, for example, my notion of computer science majors and like in STEM, it's like, okay, they're gonna be antisocial, they're not gonna want to talk, like I'm not gonna find any friends in my classes. And it's like there are people out there that are like that do fit the mold perfectly, but there's also other people that don't fit that are social, that are willing to talk, that are socialized, I guess, that can hold a conversation, I guess, right? Like there are people out there. So if you like trap yourself in, oh, everyone is antisocial in my major, so I'm just not going to be able to make any friends, then so why even try, right? So then now you're stuck in the box, and now you're not opening up the mind, the ability to challenge your worldview. That's, I think, it also important to be able to challenge your worldview and constantly challenge it and look for things that might prove you wrong, disprove a previous idea that you've had, right? Because if you are stuck on the same idea that you formed when you were like 14, like, okay, so you have the mentality of a 14-year-old, like, sure, maybe it's like, oh, I'm sticking with my guns, this is what I truly believe is right, but like, okay, so you defined yourself, this is who you are as a person, but these ideas are like from when you were little, right? So I don't know, it's like saying your favorite movie is Jurassic World or Jurassic Park as like a 30-year-old, right? Like, really, you haven't seen anything better? That's the only thing you're holding on? I don't know, you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, I guess maybe that's why I find it so hard to like definitively slam down a personality for myself and to be able to say, yeah, this is who I am, because I worry I'm just like, I'm always, I don't know, trying to learn new things, I guess, trying to pull in little pieces that I like of other people and applying them to myself. And I guess personality is like your reaction to things. We really are just like boom, boom, boom. Like we're all over the place. We just keep transferring topics. But I hope it makes sense, at least in some way. Growing is important. And experiencing, and the way to grow is to experience. And the way to get the most out of experiences is to, open yourself up to them and not get stuck in a preconceived notion that's like, oh, this is how the world is. This person is challenging that worldview. They're an outlier, right? Maybe that's the norm, bro. Maybe you just have to observe your impact on the world and observe how the world reacts to you, and then internalize it, and then be like, well, is this how I want the world to treat me? Is this how I want other people to perceive me? And if it's not, then change something internally and then go back out there and try again, right? And then now you're, it's all these novel things. It's new. I think just new experiences and ideas, and it should be absorbed, and that's how you grow, I think, is constantly experiencing new things and using those experiences to contextualize the rest of your interactions with the world is pretty much what I'm trying to say. I think that's the overall, the main theme of this video, I guess, if you can even call it that. But yeah, I'm moving out tomorrow. Whoa. I don't know, I just felt like talking at least one more time in here. I'm gonna miss this room. I'm gonna miss my weird bathroom. Miss this tiny little walk-in space. There's really not that much space to walk at all, but you know, I really did make it homey. I feel like there's some nice decorations going on up there. But yeah. Maybe this is bye for the last time in here. Hopefully I'll record over summer. I really do want to, but we'll see. We'll see. Take care. Take care.